we're running it back. We got Brentton from All Out Octane back on the podcast. So thank you for coming out.
Absolutely, Andrew. I appreciate it. It's been a blast. I really enjoyed the first round.
Same.
And I was humbled that you would invite me back again. A lot of people really enjoyed the first one, so I'm glad that they all did. And so it was really nice to run it back and go more in depth. So, because I'm curious to see what some of your thoughts are on some of these things too.
I got some thoughts. Due to popular demand, we had to bring back AOO for sure. And glad to have you. So I personally do a lot of thinking in general about all cars, but the new car market, new cars that are available for sale. And I want to get your take on something. I've been thinking, is this a bad time to be a car enthusiast? Like, is the current generation of new cars worse than the previous generation?
That's a really good question.
We could just get right into it.
Let's jump in.
Yeah.
I do think it is. Okay. I do think it is. I was on my way here literally and somebody turned into my lane on the highway. And it's like, I saw their lane departure system, right? Like, I'm like, how did you miss me? Right?
Yeah, you see the little orange light.
Yeah. And so it was kind of like one of those things where I'm like, okay, we have all this technology and yet we just get lazier and lazier. And it's kind of tough because so many of these cars are getting more expensive. They're getting more technology. And it's a really tough time to be an enthusiast because we're left hanging on to the what has beens. And I think we're coming off of one of the best eras ever between 2005 to 2015 in that ballpark. Mm-hmm. Great vehicles produced at that time frame. Yeah. And so having those and then looking at where we're at, it's tough.
Has this ever happened, you think, in the past, like where the previous gen was like just obviously better, more interesting for enthusiasts than like the current crop?
I do think so.
You think it has happened? Okay, well,
I do think
good.
so. It definitely happened with the gas crisis or oil crisis in the like late 70s, early 80s. Huh. So like if you look at the like biggest reference real fast is the Mustang. Like if you look at the 1964 and a half through 1970, 71, 72, basically when the Mustang 2 came out in like 73, 74, does anybody know what that is? It's what happened with the gas crisis and all of that. So those absolutely sucked the life out of a car and made them incredibly fuel efficient, but at the same time, the design were not great. The emissions had starved them. Like there wasn't horsepower anymore. You had a massive engine, like 400 some cubic inches, but you only got like 150 horsepower out of it. So the government and the regulations and everything accomplished a particular thing in going about it in a different way. And then nowadays we're doing it in the same manner, but just again, a different way. Yeah. We're turbocharging a 4-cylinder. We're electrifying. We're doing all these things to try to mitigate emissions and regulations and other things like that. So it's been done before, but I think we're heading into it now. And so it's going to be kind of tough, I think, to be an enthusiast for modern cars specifically.
Stuff. It gives me hope though, that like we've, been through this in the past and like everything goes in cycles.
It does.
Anyway, right?
Yeah, it does. So and it'll be interesting too when we come out of it, whenever that is, at least 5 to 10 years would be my guess. Yeah. And see what the landscape looks like then.
It'll be crazy to see. I can't wait to look back at these podcasts and be like what we were talking about,
Man, that would be fun.
Let's talk dream garages.
Okay.
We did this last time.
We did.
And you had some great answers. Okay. But this time let's do new vehicles only. Right?
Okay.
You got 3 spots.
Okay.
And they have to be new cars.
Okay.
What's in your dream garage?
I want to give you a humorous answer first. Okay. And then I want to give you like a more realistic answer.
Okay.
My humorous answer is basically just the new versions of all the cars I talked about the first time. So a CTS-V Blackwing or a CT5V Blackwing, a Ram TRX, and probably a Dark Horse. Okay. But that's if we just carbon copied my last answer and made it new. Okay. Yeah. If we're going actual like 3-car, I would probably put something like an Escalade V, a Sequoia, or a G-Wagen. And in my gut, I would have to say probably a G-Wagen. I think it'd be fun. Put a G-Wagen in there. Versatile, looks good, stout V8.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong with that. I'd probably, oddly enough, hit like a Corolla GR. That'd be a really fun little spicy hot hatch to have. Really good on fuel economy, considering the G-Wagen will not be.
Yeah.
And then probably a Mercedes C63 AMG.
Really?
It's two Mercedes probably. Yeah.
Okay. The 4-cylinder, the turbo 4.
It's tough. I know. They just look really good.
They look
in
great.
my opinion. But it's tough because you're right. A turbo 4. It's
so 2 Benzes.
2 Benzes. Yeah.
All right.
Again,
I love to hear that. I'm with you. I think there's there's 3 use cases, right? For me, there's the go anywhere, do anything type of vehicle. For me, that's going to be like a Toyota Trail Hunter, either like a Tacoma, or like a 4Runner with the snorkel on it.
Yes.
That's my go anywhere, do anything mobile. And then I need a sedan.
Yeah.
And if you could have an awesome manual, like it could be an Elantra N.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's a great car. It could be M3, which would be delightful. It could be a CT5 Blackwing. Just give me a manual sedan.
Yep.
That feels like that little spot. And then maybe I'd go a little crazy and get like the GR-GT.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm really into that car.
Yep.
I'm weirdly into that car.
It's a great car.
Is it like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's going to be like. I love the looks of it.
Yeah.
I've never obviously seen one yet in person or anything, but
I think it's going to be good. I think it's just going to take time.
What do you mean?
Like I don't think people have quite accepted it yet, and I've heard that there's it doesn't have as much soul as I think people were hoping it would.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of tough, but you're right. It looks great.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like its predecessors, it should be good. It should be.
This is good because I need to temper my expectations of. I'm expecting it to just be this best car ever. And it's not going to be like that. Probably it's going to have some.
It might.
Downsides.
And it's hard because it's also going up against one of the most iconic V10s ever made.
The LFA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they're the ones putting themselves in that hole, if that makes any sense. As a consumer, it looks like a great car, but they put their own benchmark high on themselves. So they just really had a simple bar to live up to, and I don't know if they're gonna achieve it as soon as they think. But I am the same with you. I like it. It looks great.
They're going to sell it only through Lexus dealerships too, right? They're not going to sell it through Toyota dealerships, and that even more pushes it into LFA territory. You know what I mean? It's almost a Lexus.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. But that's sort of my dream car. But I mean, it's way too expensive.
But you wait until it hits its low, because they will hit low.
You think?
Yeah.
You think
I mean,
down?
I don't know when I say low. I mean, it's gonna still be expensive.
Yeah.
But the LFA is back in 2012 or whatever. I mean, they couldn't sell them.
Yep.
They were sitting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and now they're a $500,000 car. So you just wait for one of those to sit there and pick it up at that point and drive it, enjoy it, but keep it. And yeah, it'll probably be 6 figures. No, more 6 figures, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to follow that one. I'm
sure
excited to see the release of it. I don't know how much you follow, what's in the pipeline coming down the road, what cars are kind of being announced or new releases and stuff. For me, I love BMW a lot. So the next gen M3 release is a big deal for me, the G84.
Yep.
And they've come out with some concepts and they've teased some things. I'm cautiously optimistic but excited about that. Is there a new car release that you're sort of eyeing down the road?
Some of the Korean brands, the Hyundai that they want, the Magma.
Yes.
That is unique.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they'll do with that. And then also Dodge's brand new Copperhead thing that looks unique. I wish they had stuck with the Viper name and then had like a trim level copperhead. I think that would have made a little more sense in my head. Like, I think a lot of these brands are getting they're really stretching their names. Like like a Bronco, and you have the Bronco Sport, and you have the Mustang, and you have the Mustang Mach-E. I've heard that Corvette wants to branch out and make Corvettes, and I'm just kind of like, we're watering down what things are. I know there's plenty of things to be named. I don't know why we have to keep naming them the same name.
All right. Last time we talked about a car, and that we talked about the Alpha today, but a car that like maybe enthusiasts now aren't like totally in love with, but in the future we're going to look back on and maybe desire or want or whatever. And you had a great answer for that, the Prius, which I loved. And there's a car that's similar to the Prius that I've been thinking about a lot lately in this vein for this question, and that's the Honda Prelude. What is your thought on the new Honda Prelude?
It is a very strange thing for Honda to do. I think it's a very strange vehicle. And the reason behind that is because they put a lot of money in R&D into a car that they did say is going to be like a Grand Tour, right? Like that was why they built it. But the price and the features from what everybody has said doesn't quite live up to what Honda is and what they were going for, right? So like you look at like a BMW or a Mercedes, or let's go even higher stratospheric with a Bentley, you're not getting that quality or that recognition on a Honda Prelude. But you're also getting a very expensive Honda for what? Honda is kind of in a free fall, in a spiral at the moment. So I believe they're the ones who are trying to partner with Nissan, aren't they? Or is that Toyota? I think it's Honda.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they know what they're doing. I really thought the Prelude would be a cool vehicle to have back on the market because the original one was kind of quirky
and neat.
Neat. But it's a really cool car.
Yeah.
Like, and like you said, it carried on, like it became cool. It might not have been even cool back at the time, but it's definitely cool now. I would like to think that the current one that they're making will be like that. And I do think it will. I really do think it will. It's just going to take time.
Yeah.
Because there's not many of them out there.
No, they're sold 1,700 this year so far in the first half.
That's it?
Yeah.
I'm glad you looked that up.
It's super niche though.
Yeah. It is. So they're not making big money off of it. But I don't think they know where they're going with anything. And so they just kind of threw this out there.
Yeah.
And I agree with you though. I think it will be very interesting in like 10 years to see where this car ends up because it's cool. It's just going to take
cool.
it does.
It's not
I love
fast.
the blue too.
Yeah. The blue is great.
The launch blue is
you know
great.
how it has like the Civic Type R suspension and like it has all these, it's like they had this wheel that they spun with all these different attributes on it. It's like, okay, we're going to spin it now. And like, what does it come up on? Oh, Civic Type R suspension. We'll add that to this. And then like spin it like, and they just came up with all these, like make it look kind of like a Prius, maybe. Like, and okay, what price are we going to set it? Like, whoosh, like, oh, 45K, you know? Like,
that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, it's kind of a crazy car that I'm actually into just because you never see them.
No, I don't think I have seen one.
I haven't seen one on the road.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either.
But
I think you're in a good ballpark though, because I had forgot it's basically a SI. And if you think of it that way, that could be a very good entry into basically SI territory for probably half the price of an SI in about 10 years. Because SI is going to continue its legacy. Those cars are always going to be desirable.
they're hot. Yeah.
But like a Prelude, I mean, maybe not even 10 years. Give it like 3 years.
Yeah.
That sucker is going to be like half off at like 22, and you basically are buying an SI.
Without like
without
with no stick.
Without the stick, right? There are obviously some trade-offs, but you do get some of that level for a whole lot less money potentially.
Right.
That's a good point.
That'll be interesting. So,
Yeah.
We're going to have to
Why?
revisit
Yeah, we're
this.
gonna have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
in
sure.
like 5 years, we're going to revisit all our takes.
Yes.
That'll be good. Okay. So, Brentton, you're in charge of an OEM. It can be one that's brand new that doesn't exist, or you're in charge of one that exists, and your task is to develop, manufacture, and take to market one flagship vehicle. Okay.
Okay.
This is the only car you're going to sell with this OEM for the next 5 years. All right. It's up to you, all aspects. Tell me about this vehicle. I want to know about it. And I want to know what it's going to be called. I want to know everything about it.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got?
This is great. This is tough.
It is tough.
Very tough.
It's harder. Yeah.
It's tough. If I had to put a product to market, it would probably be something SUV related, because I think that's what sells the best.
Yeah.
I would try really, really hard to figure out how the EPA credits work. And I do know how they work, right? But
Good
like,
answers.
but how to play them in my favor to get like I really think a 6-cylinder engine, non-turbo, would be the better way to go. I really do. Straight 6 is obviously, I mean, ideal, but GM had so many good V6s, as we discussed in the last podcast about really good V6 engines. I think BMW had a great inline 6 for the longest time, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's really good 6-cylinder engines. The problem is they do have double the displacement normally, right? So like the average 4-liter turbo or 4-cylinder turbo is at like 1.3 to like 1.7 liter in size.
Okay.
A 6-cylinder engine on average is like 3 liters.
Like 3, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's a lot of displacement difference when you start looking, like I said, at the EPA credits and how that would work. So I would definitely be trying and probably knocking on Tesla's door, trying to buy up some credits. I'd definitely be knocking on Rivian's door, buying some credits. But I would try to be putting in a stable 6-cylinder, non-turbo, because I do think what we're seeing right now is going in the market. And this is kind of a quick side tangent. What we're seeing in the market right now with gas prices, we do not understand how bad our engines and stuff are going to be until probably like December, because there are oodles of turbo engines out there getting put in with 87 octane right now. That's not good, because gas prices are too high.
Yeah.
The turbo engines need higher octane fuel. And when fuel is too expensive, they're going to put the cheapest one in. Yeah. That's going to cause rod knock. That's going to cause turbo problems. Yeah. Like we're about to see probably in the next 3 to 9 months, oodles of problems because we have the wrong fuel being put in.
Yeah.
Because people are not going to buy the fuel that they need. They're just going to put the fuel in that is going to make it go.
Yeah.
Right. So if you can eliminate that factor of, especially on a turbo engine, when you don't need as, like if you have a non-turbo engine, you don't need as much fuel requirement in terms of like octane rating. Like it does help, but you can get away with it a little better with a non-turbo engine. So a 6-cylinder, again, still double the displacement would be ideal. So like I said, something in the SUV range, I would probably try to eliminate a lot of computer-aided systems for a price standpoint. A lot of people just need to get to A to B. They're not looking for lane departure systems and stuff like that. Granted, they are, again, helpful, safety and stuff like that. So it goes back to regulations. If I have to play with the government, I will play by the rules, but I'm going to try to slim this thing down as much as possible. I think very similar to almost kind of what Elon did when he initially launched Tesla is sometimes you got to lose a little bit of money to make a little bit of money. And so I think I'd project, if it was a 5-year projection, like I would be okay with losing money in the first year or two to then make it up in the back half. Because the way I looked at like Chrysler, they didn't change the Durango for like, what, 10, 12, almost 15 years now. I think the current generation Durango is basically the same thing since 2015.
Yeah.
So it's 10 years old. And when you have a car that's been on the market that long, you've ironed out a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
So you make it a lot more
That's
reliable.
right.
So and if it sells well and you're priced right, you shouldn't have to necessarily worry. And that's a lot of what the OEMs are doing right now.
Extending life cycles.
Yeah, they're
100%.
extending life cycles.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think,
don't
like
either.
you said, you like iterate over these longer.
Yeah.
Every year, you get a little bit better maybe
Yeah.
in your product. Yeah, totally agree, dude. Your answer to this is like actually a vehicle that I feel like might be a success. Mine, I have in my head, is like the silliest thing. I would sell like
there's no way.
500. No, you're thinking smart. You're thinking like EPA. You're thinking tax credits or yeah, that's
well.
good.
No, what is yours though?
Well, I was just like, BMW should make a G-Wagon. You know what I mean?
Oh, the 100%.
But they have no history in off-road capability, really. I mean, they made an X5, but
yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean?
But no, I mean,
but so take. I saw a Hyundai Santa Fe on the way over here.
yeah,
A previous gen one, because the current gen is super boxy,
yes,
right?
yeah,
The previous gen was like a blob.
it was.
And Hyundai's like, we're going boxy, and they probably don't have much of like an off-road like pedigree.
No.
I don't think they they may, but like that's what BMW just make, like put a inline six in this thing, like the Ineos Grenadier.
Yep.
Make it boxy. That's
Preach.
what BMW needs.
Preach.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
Anyway, I would buy one of those, like an R2.
Oh,
from
100%.
BMW, but not
Yeah.
electric. But like,
No, that is the best.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, okay, so here's a question for you then. Did you say limited production on it or just
No, pump 'em out.
Okay.
Pump them out.
Would you rather have the Prelude or that?
Oh, I'll take the BMW.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100% with you on
The
that.
Prelude, I feel like, is a car right now for empty nesters. It's for
Yeah.
people who have some money. They're older. Their kids have left.
Yes.
Their kids are gone. They now have a little bit more money to spend on themselves for a car that's not fast. It's good looking and comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, let's get a Prelude,
Yeah.
honey. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's 1,700 of those people who are doing that.
Yeah, and those were the smart ones.
Yeah.
Those exact people. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
I think so.
Good call.
But anyway, so that's, I mean, I think if we combined efforts on this, we might have like a winner.
I think so.
You handle the EPA and the credits.
And then you take care of like performance,
I'll
figure
talk
all
to
the
my guys.
style out. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think we got something here. All
Let's
right.
do it.
Do we have a name for this vehicle?
That's a good one. I love naming things.
Yeah.
And I like, the hardest part is like finding something that like encompasses not just what the brand is, but like what captures like people's emotion is so tough, right? Especially for the general public. Like you don't want to just call it like the people mover, right? Or like,
or do you?
I know, right? Exactly.
Or
yeah.
do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of manufacturers went down the route of like the nomenclatures, right? Like the C63, AMG, BMW M3, like CTSV, like all these letters, numbers, stuff. I do miss names, as we discussed kind of in the beginning with like a Bronco and like Mach-E. 4Runner.
Yeah.
I would, in some regard, I think I'd have to kind of see it, maybe to call it a name, but like, I do think something that is like gravitating, obviously like Nissan Titan, that's a great name, but I don't know how well it fits that vehicle, but it's a good in that direction when you're trying to put like, something I was thinking of was like, the independence. Cause I think like capturing independence is like what kind of is a car. Like you can drive it, like it's yours. You can get places. So like, if it's for example, Fuller Motors Independence, right? Like and I think there might actually be
Fuller Independence.
Yeah. That's kind of in my head what I was like, again, is if I were in charge of the brand, I'd call it something like that. Yeah. But like something that just evokes freedom, because I feel like that's kind of what people want and need. But isn't too in your face, because I don't know if I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
Fantastic.
Do you have a name for them? Because I'm curious.
No. But
Yeah,
the fuller independence is a tough act to follow. I want to call it just like the box, but you can't do that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, but exactly. I see where you're going with it because like you have like the 4x4 squared, right? Like we all know what that is. If you're an automotive enthusiast, it's your G-Wagen, right? Like it's the 4x4 squared.
Yeah.
So like, and I mean, is it cubed? Is it to the nth? Like the nth degree? Like I don't even know. You start to get into those like arts and sciences, and you try to combine those to make a really good name. One of the names that always kind of rolls around in my head for the Skyline, I think they should have like a dusk edition, like because you have Skyline and then you have what is this like at dusk, right? Like it's a Skyline dusk edition. I always thought something like that would be cool.
Yeah, I think about that exact thing when I think Lucid Air Pure.
Oh yeah,
Lucid Air.
That's good.
I think Lucid has some cool names like Gravity.
Yes.
Maybe Cosmos was one. Then their next one maybe or something. But
I think so.
I know exactly what you mean. And even like G-Wagen is like Wagen or whatever, which I think means like off-road.
I think so.
Like yeah.
Anyway,
it's totally
and that's a good point too. Is like something that I had thought about too is like looking at other languages and then trying to figure out, can you adapt something, like Thor, like that's kind of where the Tesla headlights came from. And that's kind of where Tesla's logo came from. Obviously Volvo kind of has some tendencies of that too. So like you look at all of these elements, arts and sciences and folklore, and you try to find something like pop culture wise that can hit really well to then, describe our box. Dude, that's what we're doing. Describe our box.
I would hire you for this if I had that ability. We
have definitely come up with some good ideas.
I think we have.
Yeah.
I think we're on some. Okay. So we should take like a quick break here and do a little rapid fire.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about that?
That sounds fun.
Okay.
We'll bounce them back and forth too.
Okay.
I'll answer, you answer.
All right. I like it.
We'll rapid fire both of them.
Okay. So a little rapid fire for us. One country for all your future cars. Who are you going with?
Germany.
Japan.
Second. Yeah.
Or Korea is on the rise.
That is on the rise.
No good?
No, that's good too.
Germany's the right answer.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
It's not.
Japan's my favorite answer. Britain is my dark horse answer.
That's a good one.
Take some McLaren, some Astons.
Aston. Oh,
Bentley.
Yep. Range Rover.
Oh,
dude. Okay. Yeah.
It might be.
That's
Okay.
That's rolling the dice, but that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Dream road trip vehicle. We'll say it. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll say it at the same time.
Okay.
Ready for this? All right. 1, 2, 3. ID
Escalade
Buzz. Okay. You win that one.
No, dude. That's a good one.
ID Buzz, maybe driving around like this.
Yeah. That's great.
No, Escalade V's better. All right. I'm not a huge motorsports fanatic. I mean, I'm aware of them.
Sure.
You're more into that scene. What's the best motorsports livery / color scheme?
As it kind of pains me to say this, but the Gulf livery.
The blue
and orange. Yeah. I think it just can't really be topped. There are so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Dale Earnhardt with the black and gold or black and silver good wrench. Jeff Gordon. Obviously, those are NASCAR. You get into Formula One with Ferrari and their reds and even their blue when they did their blue. McLaren has their orange. There are so many good ones, but I think when you're looking at across the board, no matter the brand, because for Gulf, they didn't care. I mean, they did, but they didn't. It's not stuck to one brand. It's not just a McLaren. It's not just. It's a Porsche. It's been Aston Martin. It's been Chevrolet.
Is it from
been
the Ford
everywhere.
GT?
The Heritage Edition ones. Yeah.
I really look fondly on the BMW M colors that were like against a white background, like on the Batmobile. I think they look so cool, like the 3-liter CSL. The red, blue, and like purplish dark blue.
It's funny you say that.
You know what I mean?
I have something for you. It's funny you say that.
No.
So,
oh my gosh,
That one's probably even better.
Bro, this is so sick. Oh my God.
So yeah, there's your background.
I'm gonna put these. This is my favorite like color scheme livery of all time. Brent, I can't accept these.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Really?
No, 100%.
Oh my God, dude, thank you.
Heck yeah.
Sick.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
These right here.
That's what you're saying. The
That's
livery.
exactly
that
what
is,
I'm saying. Right
as
there.
a car enthusiast, you 100% know immediately that's BMW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that pedigree or that brand. And like I said, that's what's so interesting about the liveries is like everybody knows that's BMW. Everybody knows what McLaren's is or Ferraris. And when you talk about liveries, that's what's so cool, but also so tough because golf encompasses everybody. It kind of went on anything. They didn't have a specific. Like I said, I think a lot of people associate it to Porsche.
Yeah.
But it was definitely on far more than just Porsche.
It's golf oil, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that is awesome.
Mhm.
I would paint my actual car like that. That's a Toyota, but that's okay.
Rapid.
Back to a couple more rapid fire here.
Yeah.
Best car video game ever.
Tokyo Extreme Racer. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
What is that on?
It was on PlayStation 2 for
PS4.
sure.
Yep.
And then Tokyo Extreme Racer 3 came out, which was also on PlayStation 2.
Okay.
There's a brand new one that just recently came out for PlayStation. It's literally brand new, very, very reminiscent of the originals. But has actually licensed cars this time. So like back in 2003-ish, 2-ish, 3-ish, they didn't have licensed cars. You could tell what they were, but they weren't licensed.
That's fun.
Now they're licensed. And that game is really, really cool. If you really enjoy JDM cars and you really like the Tokyo like car culture nightlife, that is 100% the game to play.
Sick.
It's super fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to go to PS2 as well. Gran Turismo 3
Yeah.
A-Spec, which is just because I grew up on it. And like,
Sure.
it's fun to just
It is.
start with Miatas and work your way
Yeah,
up.
and work your way up. Yep.
I want to do that in real life. I want to live that life, but like it's never going to happen. But all right. Best car movie of all time. Let me.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you think.
It's also it doubles as my guilty pleasure.
Okay.
This is Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift.
That is such a good movie.
It's good. It's not always thought of it in the best light from car enthusiasts compared to the other Fast and Furious. But I don't know. I just like it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that is a good choice because it encompasses so well the car culture from, like I said, that Japanese perspective.
Yeah.
But it also introduced, I think, a lot of America to the drifting scene.
Totally.
And it merged everything really well, even though I think, like you said, some people like it, some people don't because of where it fits into the timeline.
Yep.
On that franchise. Man, that's a good choice.
Well, because it's different. It's not like Dom Toretto.
Right,
and like,
right.
Yeah,
yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah.
But,
Man, odd choice probably here. I really like Cannonball.
Cannonball?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a fun one.
Nice.
I do. I also like Grand Prix, which is like one of the 60s Formula One movies. There's so many good ones.
Damn, I said Tokyo Drift. You're saying like
No,
flat.
but are you kidding?
Okay,
Tokyo
okay,
Drift is so good.
Okay.
It has the Veilside RX-7 is by far one of the best cars in the franchise out of all 10 movies.
Okay.
You can't have that. You can't have that car if you don't have Tokyo Drift. You
True.
know,
Facts.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'd love to hear it. Best car in a movie.
Best car in a movie.
Yeah.
Probably the Veilside RX-7.
Okay.
I'm glad I said that. Yeah,
Nice,
because that
nice.
is like for the time period it came out. I guess, and a lot of that I think has to do with like kind of like you said when you grew up, like when things are memorable.
Mm-hmm.
That is such an iconic car.
Yeah.
In a movie.
Good choice. Great choice. I got to go with the Giallo F355 Spider. Stanley Goodspeed drove it in The Rock in the car chase scene. Nicolas Cage's character,
yeah.
The yellow Ferrari. I don't know. It's like a gated manual.
Yeah.
And like he's like, I don't know, chopping it up in the middle of San Francisco with Sean Connery.
You can't go wrong with
like,
that.
That's just,
Yeah.
and it's a great movie too. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
The Rock. I don't know. I'm like a sucker for stupid action movies. So,
No, that's fantastic.
and I would love to have that car. I wonder how much those are going for. It's probably $200,000. I have no idea.
Probably
Think it's
more than that. Yeah, because I think of the M Maranello, the 575 or something like that, just recently crossed $500,000.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude.
so it's probably at least 250, at least 3, because the gated are getting real expensive.
Yeah. And it's a convertible, the Spider.
Yeah.
I probably made fewer of those than
Probably.
the coupe version.
Yeah.
The fun of Anyway, all right. One more. I got one more rapid fire here for you. So, one thing about modern car design that bugs you or rubs you the wrong way. Could be design, could be exterior design, could be mechanical design, engineering. Like for me, it's fake exhaust pipes, or actually it's just certain shapes of the exhaust bug me. I don't know.
That does, yeah. I really do kind of miss the GMC USB plugins. Remember those? Remember the tail or the exhaust pipes on the GMCs and the Chevrolets?
Okay.
Yeah, they looked exactly like USB charging ports back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's not the USB-C, but like the old micro USBs. If you remember those charger cables, they look exactly like that.
Okay. You'll see them side by side on the screen right here for sure. Okay.
I'm kind of like I was mentioning, I'm not the biggest fan of some of the like adaptive systems from the perspective of like them against me. Like I said, like they're really helpful if you're utilizing them. I think one of the big ones that I realized that I both like and dislike, so it kind of hit more on a dislike, is the lane keep assist. So that is really super nice, right? But it drives me nuts because it's always constantly tweaking the wheel.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, and it's also something too that like really destroys brakes, because it uses the brakes to keep the car. Like a lot of people think it's just moving the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's not. It's moving. The steering wheel moves because the brakes are engaging. So your rear brakes are actually running. Like I watched some mechanic pages and they have said that like rear brakes are running out in half the time because of lane keep assist, because of how many people are just letting it do its thing.
No kidding.
And so the brakes are constantly working and it's destroying brakes at double the speed. So like, to me, it's like, okay, I'd rather, like you said, I'd rather have control. I don't like when it's constantly fidgeting. And again, it's not even turning the wheel. It's doing it based on brakes. So that was one thing that I'm like, this is driving me nuts. Like I liked it for certain, like if you did for some reason, like start to veer a little bit. Cause like, let's say you're trying to get a drink or something and you kind of start to veer. That was nice. But like when it's like, when you're trying to turn on a highway and they have like the, chopped up lanes or whatever, and it's trying to just toss you everywhere.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, I'm trying to hit an apex on a big, like long turn on that. Like I'm clipping apexes over here. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be thrown back into the lane.
No, I have to turn that off immediately. So between that and the gas prices causing people to use lower octane gasoline, these cars we're in trouble in about 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Used car prices are going to be, used cars are going to be toast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it. Okay. I got to get your take. I need your take on this. We love V8s. We love V10s. We love V12s. Is that fair to say?
For sure.
When it comes to engines, does more cylinders mean better engine? Does more cylinders mean more fun?
I think it does. I do.
Okay.
It's when you look at like Formula One and they had the V10s back in the day. I mean, way back in the day, they had all crazy stuff, V12s and stuff like that. But like a lot of people want to get back to the V8 because they're at like 6 cylinders right now. So pushing back to V8. I think NASCAR is an interesting one because they've had 8 forever. They just continuously tinker with like fuel input and restrictor plates and air input and all that to tweak power. So that they're in a unique situation because is 8-cylinder still fun? Absolutely, but you can still suffocate an 8-cylinder, you know? So would a 10-cylinder help that situation? Probably not, because they could get a whole lot more power out of the 8s. I think when you look at like something like Bugatti, who went from a W16 to now the V platform, it's interesting. I'm curious to know how that balance. I think it'll do well. Mate Remick is smart.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Very sharp, very smart. They've tested that thing. So I think it's going to be probably better than the W16, even though Volkswagen had thrown super amounts of money at that thing to R&D it from the Veyron all the way through the Chiron. But yeah, more cylinders, definitely more fun.
Yeah.
For sure. I think the only thing where you start to kind of question things kind of almost goes by manufacturer. Like for a while, the Ferrari V12s in the early days were very finicky, right? And even Lambo V12s, very finicky. Like you have the Countach and stuff like that. Those were tough.
Yeah.
But once we started getting into fuel injection and things like that, balancing out the engine and the fuel ratios, the air ratios, the timing and all that, when you start to be able to balance that out, no matter the cylinder count, you can definitely start to have a lot of fun. So, and I think that's another interesting dynamic is naturally aspirated versus fuel injection, because, you know, a lot of people would say they'd rather take a Miata stick shift, right? A little 4-cylinder or rotary, depending on what you got in there. And they'd rather take that over something like, you know, a BMW 3 Series from like 2009, because it's just more raw, more fun, rather than having, you know, like, what is it? Systems that just kind of, again, tinker with what you're able to do with the car.
Yeah.
So sometimes going fast in a slow car is more fun than going slow in a fast car.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I'm in an era of my life where I'm less and less needing the need for serious speed and more being drawn to like a slower car and like ringing it out. And like, you know, like that sounds more a little bit. Anyway,
I like that though. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably safer.
I think, yeah, probably. But I think it also shows like understanding, because I think a lot of people just throw something at something, right? Like they want it to the max.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you get really good with something that doesn't have the power or the whatever that another thing has, and you're able to outdo it, that I think is showing way more enthusiasm, way more skill, way more like understanding of what a machine and your interaction with it can do than just having the straight up ability. I mean, as sad as it is to say, we've seen plenty of people put Mustangs into curbs after Cars and Coffees, right? That's not hard to do, right? You know, like, and they have oodles of power, but it takes somebody with a lot of intelligence on how a car can work, like a Miata, to sling it around a track pretty quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's that takes a lot of understanding.
Interesting.
Than having all the power in the world.
I'm with that. I like that. That's a good answer. It's a good way for me to justify my.
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a million questions to ask you, but we don't have much time. So I want to ask you about your diecast collection to end here. Have you added anything recently? Any notable adds to the collection?
I did add some of it's called a premium car culture premium, the Aero series, and that had like a 70 Nova in a really cool livery. It had a Lexus, I believe SC, in a pretty cool racing livery. So like I was able to find that whole 5-car set. That was pretty fun.
Oh, nice. On eBay? Did you get it? Or like
no, I was actually able to find it on the shelves. That was kind of nice. Cool. I was able to find all 5 of them. Sometimes hunting down cars, when you're trying to find whole sets, it can be difficult because like some people will just buy one. And again, they can. Like if I walk in on the pigs and there's one car missing of the set, I will continuously go to other Walmarts and Targets looking until I find it. Because at some point, somebody's bound to leave it. You know, some people like a Nova, so they'll take the Nova. And then other people at the next store like the Nova too. So eventually somebody's going to not like the Nova and leave it, you know, and that's what I do. So yeah, that was one of the things that I picked up recently, was that whole set. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make a diecast show this weekend or not. My wife and I had some plans that kind of preceded the diecast show, but there are some ones, again, kind of like what I was talking about with the Lamborghini from the last one. There's other cars I'm kind of like looking for at the moment. So
yeah, well, I mean, all the millions of people are going to watch it. If you want to put it out there, then that's what Doug DeMuro does when he's looking for like a new car. He's like, I'm looking for this and that.
Yep.
Yeah. Email Sean at Cars and Bids.
Yeah.
Diecast.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. And you also sell items from your collection, or are you just in an additive phase?
At the moment, I'm just at an ad.
Attaboy. Okay.
Yeah. I sold a few things, or for a little while when I lived in Virginia Beach, when I owned a home and everything. Oddly enough, I'm not selling now, even though I have an apartment and have far less space.
Yeah.
But I think most of that has to do with the fact of I'm a lot more selective on what I am buying for budget purposes and space purposes. So there has been a little bit of prompting in my gut to start selling some of my stuff, to potentially fund like an AOO project car or something like that. The hard part would be is I don't really want to part with the pieces that could get me the money to do that at the moment. So, and I'd have to go all the way to Ohio to get some of them, because that's where they're at in storage at my uncle's house. So I am sort of tempted to sell some things though, just simply because I do have some extras. Like I do sometimes forget what I buy.
Yeah.
Like, so like I try to take pictures. The older I'm getting, the harder it is to remember.
Yeah.
So I try to take pictures and remember what I've got, but sometimes I don't. So I end up with extras.
Yeah.
But they also make really good gifts. Like they make really good gifts. Yeah. They're really nice to like hand out to people at car shows, or my mom does the shoe boxes for like the Christmas gifts for children overseas and stuff like that. And so she's always like, do you have any extra cars? And I'm like, I've got extra cars. I can find one or two. Yeah. So I give them to her if I have extras. Fantastic. But yeah.
All right, dude. Well, another podcast.
That was a delight.
It was a delight.
It goes too fast.
It goes fast, but like it's such a pleasure.
It is
chatting with you, man.
It is, Andrew. I appreciate it.
You
man.
got a passion for cars. It's contagious.
Well, so do you.
Yeah.
And now we got to start a business.
I'm in. We'll go get that car.
We'll go make our box.
I'm in.
We'll go make our box.
Done. You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
Right on.